By the end of this video, you would have created an amazing AR lens wherein you can scan your room and place this dancing red panda on top of your table. And the best part is that you'll be able to build this in about 5 to 7 minutes. First, you need to have a Snapchat account. If you don't have one already, then you can sign up and make sure to remember your username and password. Next, you need to go to the developers portal. You can find the link for that in the description below. And here you need to create a new organization. You can have your name as the organization name. Once that's done, you can download the latest version of Lens Studio by visiting this website. Once again, the link is in the description below. But here you'll see that the latest version of Lens Studio is not compatible for spectacles. So you'll have to scroll down, click on Learn More. And here you'll see the latest version of Lens Studio that supports spectacles. For me, it is 5.15.3. Maybe when you're watching this video, this version could change. So make sure to download the latest version that's available to you. While the Lens Studio is getting downloaded, you'll have to download the spectacle apps on your iPhone or Android. Now, if you have the access to this hardware, it's most likely that you already have this app installed, but there are some settings that you'll have to configure. Now, for testing, there are two ways in which you can connect your device to Lens Studio. First is using USB cable, which is the wired method, and the second is by using local Wi-Fi network. Now, wirelessly, it requires you to log in and have internet connection, whereas when you have wired connectivity, you do not need to log in or have internet. So once you have your app installed on your smartphone, you'll have to navigate inside the device, navigate inside developer settings, and here you need to enable wired connectivity. Alright, once you have your Lens Studio downloaded, go ahead and install it. Now, when you launch Lens Studio for the first time, it's going to give you this home screen pop-up where you can select your template. Now, since we are building for spectacles, we'll go ahead and select that. And then here we can select the base template. So by selecting the base template for spectacles, it has created a scene and added the spectacle interaction kit with all the required components, which otherwise you would have added manually. So if you have a look at this, it has various required components like configuration, left and right interactors and mouse interactors. And optionally, there are hand visuals to show your left and right hands, and also interaction cursor. So when you put on your glasses, and when you pinch, your hands are visualized and the cursor is seen. If you're new to Lens Studio, then I'll quickly talk about the different panels that you see here. If you have already used this software before, then feel free to skip to the next part. So first we have the scene hierarchy panel. This shows all the objects that are present in your scene and that are present in your lens. And here you can parent or unparent different objects. Next, we have the asset browser panel. This lists out all the resources that are available for your project. The resources can include mesh, materials, textures, scripts, sounds, and more. Then we have the scene panel. This is where you can interact with the 3D objects. You can move them around, scale them, or even rotate it. Next, we have the logger panel. Now this gives you an insight about the state of your lens and the Lens Studio. You can also use it for debugging. Next, we have the inspector panel. Now this allows you to add, edit, or remove any of the components that are attached to objects. Now these components define what the object does and how it looks. Then we have the preview panel. This basically shows what the lens would see without you having to open your phone or using the spectacles. Now since we are working for spectacles, you can use it like a simulator as well. And to set up the preview panel, make sure to navigate here and select spectacles. And from the toolbar at the top, you need to select the interactive preview. And finally, we have the Lens Studio AI. Now, if you're building it for Snapchat lens and not spectacles, you can use this to do much more. But if you're using it for spectacles, you can use it to generate 3D assets or textures. And you can also chat with it if you have any questions. All right, to set up our scene, let's start by adding a 3D asset. For that, you can navigate inside Asset Library and search for Red Panda and then click on Import. This would have imported the Red Panda asset inside your asset folder. So you can close this window, select the panda and drag and drop it inside your scene. Now in the preview window, you can already see the tail of the panda. So this means that it's very close to your face. So you can select it and you can select this tool here to move it back, or you can manually enter the value here, so somewhere like -100. So now if you would put on your glasses and launch this lens, you will be able to see the red panda in front of you here floating in the air like this. Now to actually test this on our glasses, what you should do is you need to go inside My Lens and log in. Now once you're logged in, you can click on the settings button here and select connect spectacles. So if both the spectacles and your device is connected to the same Wi-Fi, it will get connected here. And now you can click on preview lens. And just like that, I'm able to see the panda here floating in the air in front of me. Now that was way too easy, right? Now let's see how we can spawn this character on top of a surface. For that, you can navigate inside Asset Library again. And here, search for surface placement and click on install. Now this would have installed the package inside the package folder. So you can close this window, open its child objects. And here, if you scroll down, you'll see the example surface. You can select it and drag and drop it inside the scene. Now this example surface already has a visual parent and the red panda. So you can select the character that you had it already and delete it. Then you can restart the lens in your preview. And now you should be able to see the UI where it says look below to place. So you can look down and you can move around using WASD. And wherever you find a convenient spot, you can click and then they should add the panda over here. Now, once again, we can easily test this lens just by clicking on preview lens and put on your glasses. And just like that, the lens is sent to my glasses. And now I can look at the table and pinch here to confirm. And here I have a red panda dancing on top of my table. Now that was so easy, right? The whole point of this video was to show you how easy it is to get started to develop lenses for these glasses. Snap has a Git repository full of examples covering different use cases. If you want us to make dedicated videos for each of these examples and how to set it up from scratch so that you can learn it better, then let us know in the comments below. Or if you want us to cover some different topics like using Spectacles UI kit or using the camera feed and AI to create something useful, then let us know that as well inside the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.